The F-35 is a Ferrari, the F-22 a Bugatti Chiron. The United States Air Force needs a Nissan 300ZX. Both the F-35 and F-22 have higher levels of technology than U.S. Air Force requires for the vast majority of its everyday tasks. They are very difficult and costly to maintain, operate, and upgrade. What is needed, according to the U.S. Air Force Chief of Staff General Charles Brown Jr., is an affordable lightweight fighter to replace the F-16. It must be faster to develop and upgrade than the F-35 and need not feature such exquisite technologies. The U.S. Air Force should now determine its requirements for a Generation 5 fighter. As soon as the program starts, it will be necessary, as soon as possible, to select suppliers for the systems and subsystems of the aircraft, avoiding the integration of technologies that are in development. The new lightweight fighter F-36 Kingsnake, a potential replacement for the F-16, or rather its concept, was proposed by invited experts from the aviation magazine Hushkit. After analyzing the requirements, artist Andy Godfrey created a visual art concept for the new aircraft. When discussing the prospects for a new fighter, experts made a proposal that was quite common for developers. At all stages of the work, it is necessary to appoint a king of the Luddites, the one who will block the inclusion of any new technologies in the project and the one who will not allow an increase in the weight of the product during development. This requires an exceptionally strong-willed, not a careerist, an unpleasant person, with a high level of scientific and technical knowledge. I was amused by such an exhaustive description of an authoritative expert skeptic more. But let's move directly to the new concept of the U.S. fighter, the F-36 Kingsnake. Last month, the Chief of Staff of the United States Air Force, General S.K. Brown, caused a stir when he announced that his service was considering buying an all-new fighter jet to replace the F-16 Viper. Such a jet does not exist yet, but thanks to new digital engineering technologies, it may appear rather quickly. But will they have time to put it into operation by 2030? A big question. According to General Brown, the new fighter should be developed and upgraded faster than the F-35 and not necessarily contain the same sophisticated technology. The main principles when creating a fighter should be speed of development, availability, and the possibility of introducing new technologies in the future. Based on this, the performers will need to prepare small-scale production with the ability to the event of export orders, select a powerful propulsion system that can withstand future upgrades, avoid AI, adhere to a simple form in creating the fuselage, abandon stealth technology, use additive production. The wing is based on that of the F-16XL. The cranked arrow has an inboard section of increased sweepback, creating a controlled high-lift vortex without the need for a foreplane. The wing is efficient at high speeds, aiding in creating a faster fighter than the F-35. The F-35's slowness is a disadvantage for the beyond visual range mission. The wing loading is lower than the F-35 for most given configurations. The F-36 is very comfortable achieving speeds in the Mach 2 range. The F-36 is designed for unreheated supersonic performance at m equals 1.4, using reheat for acceleration up to m equals 2.0. The big wing will give great instantaneous turn rate, and energy maneuverability should be well up there with low wave drag and good TW. as primary design is for BVR. Sustained turn performance is less important. Internal weapons are carried in intake trunking weapons bays, curving into the lower wing fillets. Likely weapons would include new generation long-range air-to-air missiles. The F-35's cockpit concept was probably a little ahead of the state-of-the-art in some aspects. It has been criticized by pilots for its absent HUD and the lack of feel and unreliability of inputted commands relating to the touchscreen-centric approach. The F-36 cockpit will address both issues and will feature a widescreen HUD in conjunction with a joint helmet-mounted cueing system called JHMCS, a cheaper option than the F-35 helmet system. The Kingsnake is equipped with an APG-83 ESA and an IRST based on the Legion Pod Advanced Electronically Scanned Array radar, the same one used in the latest version of the F-16, and an infrared sensor system derived from the Legion Electro-Optical Targeting Pod. According to reports, the new design has made provisions for missiles and guided bombs that could be carried in internal bays. The weapons that may be integrated include new generation long-range air-to-air missiles. The F-36 fighter would also be equipped with a gun, making it capable of strafing attacks against enemy forces on the ground. With modern infrared missiles almost guaranteeing a kill before fighters reach them, a gun may seem an archaic inclusion, and certainly Stephen McParlin was skeptical of whether one was needed. There are several reasons that the F-36 has a gun. The first is political. Gunless fighters have a bad reputation. The second is practical. Any F-16 replacement is likely to end up performing the close air support mission. The weapon is the M61 Vulcan mounted in the starboard wind route. It is not ideal to use supersonic optimized fighters for COG, and ideally the F-36 would be complemented by new or existing subsonic aircraft better suited to the mission.